replacing a threshold and putting a sweep on the bottom of a door today. This old threshold was more soggy than some of those tomatoes that are at the bottom of the plant, end up laying on the ground and turning that funny color of brown. Still had just enough sturdiness to it to give me a time getting it out. Had to cut it with the multi-tool and then pull all the rusty nails. Cleaned it up pretty nice and started off with the vacuum. And then I got my new threshold out. This is one of the larger ones. It's 1.1 inches in total. I like to cut my thresh with all the notches to the door jamb in it. So I take a little bit of time to do this, but it makes it look real nice when it's done. Really happy that all the floor and wood underneath was still in a real healthy, solid condition, so I didn't have to replace anything else. Here I am using a hacksaw. I'll tell you what, if I had a nickel for everything I cut with a hacksaw as a kid, and then I got the easy way out and went for the multi-tool. But I cut so much stuff with a hacksaw when I was a kid. My dad showed me how to start sawing stuff. There wasn't a thing I didn't cut with a hacksaw. From bone to wood to metal to you name it, I cut it with a hacksaw when I was a kid. My arm would never go out. So I used the piece that I cut off to mark out my notches so that I could get a real nice diagram going of what I wanted to cut out so that it would fit around the jamb nicely. It's funny, I don't remember when it happened, but it somewhere along the line happened when I could take a tape measure and roll it into an inside corner like that and actually get my measurement right. But forever, it was like this phantom math that plagued me. I was always off or over by 1/8 inch. Here I go back with the multi-tool again. At some point here, I decided this blade was not sharp enough, and then I went to looking in my van and looked forever for my case of multi-blades. Thought for sure that somebody might have ended up taking it and put it in their truck at about the time that I found it, of course. And then I realized it was just me being a mess that I couldn't find the things I'm looking for. I recently went from a utility bed tool truck to a minivan, which I really like a lot of things about the minivan, but being that I'm already a total chaos by nature and not having enough drawers, shelves, and suitable hangers for everything does make life really hectic right now. Whenever cutting anything like this, I always cut my face right on the line, but then I'll always back cut everything else so that it gives me a little more wiggle room when I'm trying to put it in. Tell you what, turning up the speed on these videos makes a man feel like Superman. Feel like if a guy watches enough videos on hyperspeed like this, you might even start trying to go that fast in real life. It's always this fine area of perfection to make something just tight enough that you have to persuade it to go in and it ends up being perfect, or it's too big and you got to fight it, pull it back out and cut it and waste a ton of time, or you cut it too small and it looks like crap.